This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good yawning this morning, and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news, smart talk all day. It is Friday, the 18th of November, 2022, and you are on the clock with Erin, Greene. We got a lot of sports news on this Sports Friday with Eric Sawyer III. I am just waiting for Mr. Sawyer to join me in studio, so we're going to get right to it. There's lots of sporting news, and then even before we get to the sporting news, a couple of housekeeping notes. I've got to say happy birthday to Rondi Trico, Yuri Carew, Sharon Poitier, Edison Sumner, Shanisha Smith, Shanice Martin, and Dion Greene. Dion Greene, I hope you guys are going to have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. And for tomorrow's birthdays, let me get these in right now. I see plenty people I know. I got to say good morning and happy birthday, upcoming birthday to my cousin, Mr. Taya Mitchell. Happy birthday to Deidre Wong, my colleague Daryl Phillip in Eastern Caribbean states. Candy Rigby from the spot. Happy birthday, Kenny White. And on Sunday, happy birthday to Darwin Thompson, my initial co-host on the show. Happy birthday. And happy birthday to Miss Phil Opoku from UK, Black UK Pride. Black UK Pride. Happy birthday to Georgina Kitchen, QC Comet, former QC Comet on Monday. I got another nephew having a birthday on Monday. This is a busy, busy time. I hope you guys enjoy your special, special days. Happening this Sunday, here's an event happening this Sunday, the 20th of November. Women United hosts Womanish Ways, Democracy, Human Rights in the Bahamas. The women's suffrage movement in the Bahamas from 1948 to 1952. Women United will be hosting a viewing of the documentary Womanish Ways, the women's suffrage movement in the Bahamas from 1948 to 1952. This event will be at Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church on West Street. That's Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church. And that's Sunday, the 20th, this Sunday, 5 to 8 p.m. The anniversary of women's suffrage in the Bahamas is the 25th, I think, of November. And so I'm sure events starting on Sunday to mark the week will be announced shortly. So again, if you've not seen the documentary, Womanish Ways, the women's suffrage movement in the Bahamas, you should take a look at it. Remember, this was directed by Marion Bethel. Current CEDAW member from the Bahamas. I've got a message about jollification. Don't forget, jollification at the Bahamas National Trust is this weekend. Sand Dollar will be covering admission for BNT members with a Sand Dollar enabled wallet. If you're a non-member and you have a Sand Dollar enabled wallet, Sand Dollar will take $10 off the cost of your ticket, which means you'll only pay $5. Children ages 5 through 17 with an adult who has a Sand Dollar enabled wallet get in free. Sand Dollar discounts are available to a limited number of attendees, so you may want to get to Jollification early. Don't forget, Jollification at the Bahamas National Trust is this weekend. I got a text here. Oh, man. Dear texter. Text says, great show as usual, Miss Greene. Question, how since this FTX fiasco going on, global warming don't exist no more, high electricity bill don't exist no more, crime don't exist no more, COVID look like it don't exist no more. To me, this FTX is a distraction for what's really going on. Well, I agree with you. We haven't seen sufficient reports, local reports or global reports on COP27 in our media. We are not talking sufficiently about BPL and the high electricity bill. I didn't even touch on this week. I asked, how could Pintard even talk about BPL? You know, without falling on his knees and apologizing continuously for Alstom on behalf of the FNM. You know, not like he is irresponsible, but since he's now the party leader, right, and governments are continuous and all of that, he should just not say anything about BPL, really. You're right. But today is sports day. So I don't want to let FTX distract us from sports either. Another text, hey, Erin, will Jollification be renting ATVs to drive onto Village Road? No. When I went to Wine and Art, it was a little rough, but it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't very bad at all. It was much smoother than I thought it would have been, so I would not stress out. However, I would have imagined that somebody, some ambitious person would have already organized a secure parking and shuttle situation for people who want to go to Jollification but don't want to drive their cars on the road. No text. I didn't hear about the man in the U.S. that got 6 life sentences plus 700 years in jail. First of all, I need you to understand that the Bahamian government cannot afford to house anybody for 6 life sentences or 700 years in jail. We just cannot afford it, and thus we will not be giving out those sentences. But thank you very much for that suggestion. Now, let's get into the sports. There's lots of local sports and lots of international sports as well to get into. The first story of the day comes from the Nassau Tribune. It's Shawnee doesn't make Athlete of the Year list. World Athletics revealed earlier this week the names of the 5 finalists as the countdown to the World Athletics Awards 2022 continues. The winners will be revealed on World Athletics social media platforms in early December. And I just want to apologize to Shawnee because I could have used more of my time to encourage Bahamians to make sure they vote for you, but I was remiss. I just thought you had it. Your performance this year was just spectacular. So even though you didn't make World Athlete of the Year, know that you are definitely at the top of the runnings for Bahamian Athlete of the Year, and we love you for that. Another quick story, 15 inducted into National Sports Hall of Fame. This is from the Nassau Guardian. A total of 15 more sports icons were inducted into the Hall of Fame. This was Wednesday of last week. The class of 22 includes the Bahamas Golden Girls, Lorenzo Ray Minus Jr., Charles Franklin Adley for martial arts. Minus Jr., of course, is boxing, if you don't know the name. Ivern Davis for squash, Maxine Darville for bodybuilding, Patricia Patty Simonet for volleyball, and Monique Larry for bowling. There you go. And Wellington Miller for sports administration. Another quick story. Wait. Oh, good morning, sir.
Morning. How are you?
I would like to introduce you all John Cena, because I did not see this boy come inside the room.
What's going on?
Everything is good, Mr.
Everything
Sawyer.
good?
Yeah, man. Look here, what's that shirt you have on?
A shirt that says Dancing for Diabetes.
That's super cool.
Yeah. We doing a thing at work tomorrow at 6 a.m. at the Western Esplanade Beach, Long Wharf.
Oh, you're doing like a healthy workout dance?
Yeah.
Because if you had said we doing this thing at 9 p.m. at
9
the club,
p.m.
I
is
come
the
in to
big
dance
crunk.
for diabetes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah, man.
fantastic.
Yeah, man.
So
morning to one and all. Morning.
but it's inclusive only for staff, right?
No, no, man. It's open to everybody, anybody.
But give us
6
the
a.m.
details. We got to encourage people to get healthy.
BAF is doing a dance for diabetes.
Yeah.
It's literally just a dancing thing. You come out there, you have a good time. We're gonna do the electric slide. We're gonna do the cha-cha slide. We're gonna do any other dance you could think of, and we're just doing it to stay healthy, get our blood sugars where it should be.
Yeah.
Get our A1Cs where it should be.
This is a great
And the
prep
like.
for jollification. Because I can need you to go out there and burn off like 2,000 calories.
Just to put it right back on.
Come to
our
jollification, right? Come check out our world famous rum fingers. Perfect for
Yeah.
church, prayer meeting, and wakeouts.
Yeah.
Do not drink rum fingers while you're waking out or immediately after. Just wait an hour, like swimming. Eat,
Right.
wait an hour,
Right,
have a rum
right,
finger.
right.
There you
right.
go. All right. So, producer, I see there's a call on the line. Mr. Sawyer, here's the story.
Hey.
Champions crowned in the NPPP SSA.
That's the primary school softball league or something, right?
There's a primary school sports association, but I thought they was playing soccer.
I think it's soccer or softball.
It's soccer.
Soccer?
I can tell you
Okay.
why. Hernandez Toussaint won the Most Valuable Player and Golden Boots Award.
Okay.
He played a huge role in helping the Sybil Strawn Primary School to beat the Eva Hilton Primary School I lied. They didn't. That's the girls' school. To beat the Yellow Elder Primary School in the boys' division 5-1.
I missed that completely.
That's
Right. Looked
just
it
like
was
them
good.
little kids miss all them goals.
Yeah.
I mean, the
it was good.
goalkeeper. We're not making fun of children. It is a
Yeah.
great sport. But this little boy, Hernandez Toussaint, is somebody to look for. Anyway, so he plays for Sybil Strawn Primary School. They beat Yellow Elder Primary School. And in the girls, for the third place for the boys, there was a tough fight between T.G. Glover and Sadie Curtis. And T.G. Glover won 1-0 in the penalty shootout. In the girls' bronze medal game, Cleveland Aeneas secured a 1-0 victory over Garventines Primary. And of course, Eva Hilton Primary is the primary school girls champions.
I would be remiss while you skip into another story. I would be remiss. I saw some people this weekend. I was out and about town. I saw some people this weekend, and I promised I was going to say hello and good morning.
Yeah, man.
Good morning, Miss Thompson. Good morning, Miss T. She spent 40 plus years at BAF Financial in the claims department, and she listens intently every Friday. Especially, I mean, she listens to you Monday, Wednesday, and definitely Friday.
Yeah.
Like, that's her days that she has time to listen. Good morning, Mr. Ronaldo, too. He is a cowgirl as well. And so y'all didn't get beat from the Packers. The Packers got beat last night. They only wanted to beat y'all. That's neither here nor there for the time being. I just wanted to say good morning. Just let y'all,
Look here,
know. Thanks for listening.
I've been trying to get a choir of 49ers in here. So when I start, they wouldn't accuse me of trying to beat up on one 49er.
Oh, trust me. Hey, we won on Sunday, and we can win again on Monday.
We can find out. We
Yeah.
can find out.
Yeah, the Niner gang is here.
Okay. Well, listen, you know who else is here? The 2022 Optimus North American Championship. It begins today, wraps up on Saturday. In fact, I think it began yesterday, wraps up on Saturday at Montague Bay. So the article is Team Bahamas ready for Optinams. The award ceremony is set for Saturday at the Nassau Yacht Club. There are 20 countries that will be competing, and 155 athletes will be on the water this week. Opening ceremony takes place at 5 p.m. at the Nassau Yacht Club. I think that's already taking place. There will be a parade of nations from Fort Montague to the Nassau Yacht Club. The parade got underway at 4:15 p.m. If anybody has footage for that, please release that footage to the public, man. let's see that. I think that'd be something fantastic to see, especially for people who use Montague Beach regularly and live in that area. They'd love to know that their beach is a vital part of national development. Also, a story from last week, Mr. Sawyer, champions crowned in the BAISS, because I don't think you're a real sports league unless you have 6 letters in your name. The Queens College Comets Junior Boys, the SAC Big Red Machine Junior Girls, and the NCAA Crusaders Senior Girls completed 2-game sweeps with the Big Red Machine, while the Big Red Machine and Crusaders are headed to a Game 3 in the Senior Boys Division. So Queens College Comets Junior Boys had a 2-game sweep, SAC Junior Girls had a 2-game sweep, and NCAA Senior Girls had a 2-game sweep. And we are waiting for the results of the Game 3, which is set for 4 p.m. today. 4 p.m. today at the Freedom Farm Baseball Complex in Yamacraw. So if you have the time, go support the game. It is...
If not, why not?
Well, because it's SAC. But I'm only joking. If not, why not?
Well, I mean, go out and support. I mean, but if you're indeed a SAC hater, that's a great place to
be.
Yeah,
it's
to be.
The perfect place to be.
Exactly.
In supporting SAC. I mean...
In not supporting SAC, right.
Yeah. But being there in the crowd. All right, some more stories. Quickly, let's see what time it is. 10:29. We almost come into NFL time. Men's national beach soccer team set for CACC and beach games. This story is in the Tribune. Winner of the Bahamas Football Association's Beach Soccer Cup in October.
No, I will not leave your school alone.
SAC
is a cult.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind talking about SAC. All publicity is good publicity. And SAC doing such good things in the community, they could take a little chafing. From QC at least. I don't know about you go to school, sir, but from QC at least. Okay, so let's get back to this beach soccer team. These guys are doing really, really well. The Bahamas' men's national beach soccer team is headed to Santa Marta, Colombia to compete in the Central American and Caribbean Sea and Beach Games, November 19th through 26th. They travel in tomorrow. Well, they probably travel in today. Tournament starts tomorrow. The Bahamas men's national soccer team, beach soccer team for this tournament will include Michael Butler, Evans Julmus, Ian Winder, Jean-Francois, Dwayne Forbes, Gary Joseph, Jamie Thompson, Evel Julmus, Brandon Adley, Leslie St. Fleur, that's our star player, Gavin Christie, and Ian Roll. You guys go out there and do well. Another story in the Tribune, Carifta, Team Bahamas bringing home 4 medals. The Bahamas' national team is expected to return home from Carifta Triathlon and Aquathlon Championships with a total of 4 medals, inclusive of a pair of silver and bronze each and a 5th place overall. Team Bahamas collected 38 points to secure that 5th place. They collected 67 points total for 5th place. 38 from triathlon, 20 from the aquathlon. The 67 points, Barbados won with 145 points. It's not a bad spread.
Let me also say, Erin, because the listeners out there don't understand that when this first started, I was just a guest of your show, know, and we had to wing it when it came to sports. But I must say, I have to give you your flowers while you're here. You're doing an excellent job in terms of, I'm researching sports stories around the world.
Yeah.
Especially those that are related to Bahamians.
Yeah.
And, and listeners out there don't understand. You are really into sports like this. You're really putting all 2 of your feet forward.
Thank you.
I'd like to commend you for that.
Yeah, man. And I think Bahamian athletes are worth it, man.
Yeah, I mean, you send me these stories every Thursday evening before you even speak on it. And, and it's very detailed. I just like to say thank you publicly.
Yeah, man.
As opposed to off there.
Yeah, man.
Publicly. Thank you.
Absolutely. Look here, these young people are worth it.
Yeah.
When I was playing field hockey, I was in England, I was playing field hockey and netball and playing sports, right? I'd come from QC where I was playing varsity. I was a junior playing varsity with the seniors, mainly to make up numbers. And so I like playing sports. So I appreciate when these young people put this fire in, when people are training, when they go on the
because you
court.
understand what it takes.
Yeah.
It ain't just go there, go score 30 points on a basketball court or shoot 2 goals on a soccer field or hit 4 home runs on a baseball field. It's practice.
Yeah. And commitment.
Yeah.
And it's creating
dedication
a culture.
and diet and sleep
And you stop doing things that you would normally do.
Right.
Anything that happened after 9 p.m.,
can't
you
be done.
can't do that.
I can't do that.
Absolutely. You can't drink no soda on ice. All the ice is for icing bodies.
Right.
Right? There are restrictions. But thank you. In fact, another story to follow up from last week. Ontario Open Judo Championships. This boy Xavier Johnson.
Xavier is, that's my co-worker nephew.
Yeah.
His mother is my good friend, Ordain. Yeah, man, Ordain Moss. Yeah, man, say Xavier carrying on bad.
He sat down after the last week. Let me read the story. In his second tournament in 2 weeks in Canada, and it's cold over there now, Bahamian Rising judoka Xavier Johnson had to settle for a gold and 5th place respectively in the cadet and senior divisions.
So exactly. He mashed up his division.
Yeah.
And on the way to mash up seniors.
Yeah.
And it's not a senior.
No. And trust me, out of the number of people who were competing in this competition, 5th place. For the Bahamas, that's the first place. We just claiming that.
Yeah, man.
And or they don't mind, we could take the heat for that.
Yeah.
Tell the people in Canada we
win the
crazy.
whole thing. We win the whole thing.
Absolutely. And so this is after he clinched the victory in the under 18 boys division of the 60 kilogram class to qualify for the Cadet World Championships in 2023. Xavier, look here, rest up, do well, focus on what you need to focus on, and don't be afraid to ask for support for the other stuff, because trust me, the whole world could see your family got you.
Your family got him, boy.
And we got them.
Yeah, man.
And you.
Yeah,
So
man, we
don't
gonna
watch.
put you out there.
Let me say
Front
this
street.
to all of the young athletes, man. It's some sad news in the right for sports this week. The boxing team, they had 27 members. They had to reduce their team to 10 boxers because they couldn't get the funding to take them to an event this week in Kissimmee, Florida, right? They left on, I think they left on Wednesday. So it may be too late to donate to this particular tournament, right? But if you go to the Nassau Tribune and search the headline, boxing team heading off, you'll find all of the information like their Commonwealth bank account number or contact for their office so that you could donate to them. And following this event, they're preparing for the Carifta Boxing Championships from December 10th to 18th.
Yeah,
right?
so every little bit counts.
Right, yeah. So you could reach Strawn, Vincent Strawn, who's the Federation's president, at 426-1113 or 601-0002.
Yeah, they definitely need, whatever little funds that you may be able to donate,
This is, yeah.
Could be one little $50, could be a
Support
little
them.
$100. Yeah, man, whatever it is, it will go a long way. That could be the meals that they need necessary to be over there. Even if it's not toward the ticket.
Absolutely. And I got a little bias here for this because boxing has been identified as a tool that's been effective in creating a space for young men to redirect their lives or to refocus their lives, and for men in a society that speaks out of two sides of their mouths. It's a great space for young men and women to work out some of that energy they got, frustration, the rage, right, in a disciplined and controlled manner. And it teaches us how to control ourselves, self-discipline. I love it. And so I got a special place in my heart for this. We have to support all of the boxing programs locally. Other side story, the Bahamas' women pull out of Central Basket.
I heard, and that's another thing, due to sponsorship.
Yeah, here's what we need. We need an emergency funding mechanism, right? I don't know who's going to hold it. We need an emergency funding mechanism where a team could pull up and somebody could get on the radio and say, look here, we need people to donate money to this fund right away. It will be dispersed to A, B, and C. Because for the want of $25,000, these ladies who qualified, months after qualifying for the FIBA Central Basket Women's Championship, Mexico 22, the team is forced to pull out from lack of funds. They withdrew from the tournament on Monday. This is not nice at
Yeah, man.
all.
Hopefully, a phone call can be made to our millionaire NBA players out there.
Right.
Buddy Hield, DeAndre Ayton,
Right.
call and just send the money.
Absolutely.
Hopefully these fellas got it. I mean, via their contract, it seems like they got it.
Yeah.
And I ain't trying to put no pressure on them, but if these ladies have qualified to go, like we trying to put ourselves out there on the map. We're trying to rebrand ourselves as a nation. A lot of traveling is happening. Let's also put sports as a part of that.
Yeah. Let's get it. I'm just sad, man, because we Baymans could find $25,000, man. But producer, at some point, play the song "Sponge Your Money" so we could remember that culture. Remember that time when we used to just be able to, sponge your money, never done. Here's $25,000.
Yeah, like they need hotel room, food, transportation, and that's something that these fellas have agents.
Yeah.
So just call your agent, make a call,
Right.
organize it for my good Bahamian sisterins.
And athletes. I just want to put it out there. While you're negotiating sports events and sports tourism and these things, right? You negotiate a little thing, man. You negotiate a thing where there's an emergency fund for local athletes, right? To be able to do what they need to do and compete. Because those foreign jurisdiction teams, they don't want to just come here and play easy games. They want to come here and compete against good teams. Every professional wants to play against somebody who has a chance of beating them, right? And so you guys support the local sports. This is a very sad story. Okay, it's 10:39. Bahama games are on the way back. Let me just list who's
Yeah.
Abaco, Andros, Bimini and the Berry Islands, Columbus Isles. How they get fancy like that? Columbus Isles is Cat Island, Rum Key, and San Salvador. I don't know. I like that. Especially how y'all put Cat Island in the front. Eleuthera, Harbor Island, and Spanish Wells as one unit. Give them a name too. Call them the Eleutheran Adventurers, the Adventurers Isles, or something like that. And Exuma and Ragged Island, Grand Bahama, New Providence, Long Island, Michael.
Andres doing everything.
Yeah, they in every discipline.
Every discipline.
I love it.
They got at least one or two people in every discipline.
They're gonna destroy the rowing competition. You can't row like Andres man and woman could row. You imagine the mixed team, man and woman rowing together. Anyway, this is gonna be good, and they're playing softball, basketball, at the athletics, lawn tennis, bodybuilding and fitness, boxing, baseball, sailing, cycling, soccer, golf, swimming, and volleyball. The theme is challenges are chances for the courageous. And two last stories very quickly. Cancer Treatment Center of America backs the 10th Bahamas Half Race Series. So this is going to take place on Sunday of this week, the 20th. You can go to Lignum Advisors to register in person, Saturday at the Sports Center in Harbor Bay or Cable Beach from 10:30 to 4:30. But go to BahamasHalf242.com for more information. Go to The Guardian, look for the story, Cancer Treatment Centers, for more information. And then the last story before we get into that good Dolphins ain't lose a game yet. NFL news. The Bahamas Split weekend games eliminated from qualifiers. Right? So this is a little sadder. Thank you to music producer. This is a little sadder, right? But you know what was really uplifting with this story? They came very close without the star players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we right there. A little bit more practice. Yeah, man, we be right there. And who we played? Argentina, right?
Yeah, I think we lost to Argentina,
Yeah.
but we beat Panama.
Yeah, all right.
First
Yeah,
game.
we played Argentina. That's not a jokey team.
And we didn't lose by much either.
No.
Listen, so here's what I'm saying.
Back in the day, the score used to be plenty a little bit.
Yeah.
But we playing catch up, boy.
Yeah. And so for the Bahamas, for the fans, for the spectators, these played them doing really well. And just because they didn't make it further than this doesn't mean we don't keep cheering them on. And in fact, we need to raise the money to just send them to the Olympics. Whether they qualify or not, we sending them in your pickup game until y'all get on the court. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Okay. Who is King Jr., Mr. Sawyer? Have you seen any clips? There's a young man playing for, I think, Creighton.
I have not seen clips of him, but I've heard of him.
This boy bad. He's from Andres. I'm gonna need you all Andres people. In fact,
He may be here for the Bahamas games, only.
I know, but I think he may be a high school player. I'm not sure if he's a university player. If he is, he's very young.
If he play in high school, he could play in the Bahama games.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right. This boy is spectacular. He put one dunk on, so he posterized this young man. Anyway, I want to thank
like a
MP Leon Lundy for sharing the clip on social media. We need to hear more and more about King Jr., number 33 for Crichton. Okay, just one last story. Jack Warner loses appeal against extradition from Trinidad. This is the Trinidadian former FIFA vice president that got caught up in a little corruption case where he basically was accused of stacking the odds so Russia could and a couple other teams could get into the World Cup list of hosts. Anyway, he lost his appeal for extradition. Why this case links to the Bahamas is because it was a Bahamian or two Bahamians that actually blew the whistle, right? It was Bahamians that took the fundamental steps to expose the corruption that was taking place and in FIFA. And so we sort of highlight that culture, right? They did the right thing.
Yeah, now you got to make sure we weed them all out, man.
For the sake of the sport.
For the sake of the sport, for the sake of the beauty of the game, the history, and the future.
Absolutely. And so let me just read these texts, and then producer, I'm going to need you to introduce us, because it's NFL season and it is getting hot.
Oh, these sardines would not lose.
Listen, somebody sent, talking about, since y'all want to talk about SAC, come to the stakeout on Saturday, visit the campus, and buy some steak. I mean, that's fair.
I mean, is the money going toward the upkeep of the PA system that tells students that they are the creme de la creme? Because if it is, I'm not buying any steak. But you know,
I can buy you a steak.
you know, I don't believe that's what they tell them on the radio in the morning. You know,
So look here, y'all
good
go
morning,
to.
SAC students. You are the best of the best.
That's right.
That's what they tell
You
them.
ain't watched the movie? Every day I get up, I am smart, I am beautiful, I am needed. I don't know what the little girl is saying in the mirror in the movie, but that's what I say to myself every morning.
Yeah, that's great, but you don't tell 11-year-olds that, because then they grow to be 21-year-olds, 31-year-olds.
No, man, that's exactly what you got to. Listen, it's going to be rough, but that's exactly what you got to tell these 11-year-olds. And their head going to swell up.
No, let
and then
them
they
know
look at you.
you're just a soccer, better than an NCAA student.
Then an 11-year-old will look at you and ask you if they had television in the 1800s. Like you know what the 1800s is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
But we have to live with that.
I was told by my boy son that man, we born in the 1900s, we old. I was like, boy, listen, I walk you across the threshold in the house when you first came out. You was about 3 hours old.
Yeah.
Boy, don't tell me nothing.
Yeah. They good on their mark too. It's horrible. So
I'm
if you
from
get
the
a chance,
1900s.
look here, you go out to SAC, check the website, go support the stakeout.
All fun and jokes aside, I'm assuming the stakeout is indeed for a worthy cause. And,
Yeah, man.
You know,
Absolutely.
whether it's a SAC Alumnus Association or some type of outreach or
You remember them stories your parents used to tell
all
you?
good.
Don't make noise, but go into school. I used to walk 7 miles in the sand and snow to get to school. But it turns out that our ancestors, our forefathers, they were so tired they didn't have time to get into trouble. It's not that they were better than us, right? Like in integrity. They just was so tired
Yeah, 'cause
all
you
the
had to
time.
walk.
They ain't had time for foolishness. And so we say, that's what we got to do with these children. Exercise
Make 'em
them
walk.
to sleep. And SAC, we thank you for your excellent sporting program. Get these children tired. Text here, why does athletes that are representing the Bahamas need funding to travel to events? Why doesn't the government foot the bill? Okay, so it's a couple of things.
Yeah, something you could talk about Monday.
Yeah. It's interesting But the reason we do it is to support them because we know that limited tax dollars means that not everybody could get what they need from the government. Now, the text, great show as usual. I have a cousin who's 65 and he's still talking about his time in SAC. Yes.
But I wouldn't shout. I work with people that really, and because they do so well at what they do, they aren't retired. But bruh, you sis, boo, you been out of SAC now 50 years.
Look here, I got a text.
Why?
I got a text here that
Jeez.
said, I got to talk about the Bahamian Aisha Bo. I'm sure I mentioned her, right? She going to space.
Yeah.
taking
we
Rick
did,
and
yeah.
Scrape.
Yeah.
She better take porking too.
But you gotta take at least a good old fashioned CD, like just cause she fat. You gotta carry
Producer,
something up there.
You got that song on the
Welcome
board,
on the island, boy, just
KB?
break my
Rake
arm,
and
I
Scrape,
don't
taking
cry.
Rake and Scrape to space?
Something.
If you don't have to play it right now. We can play it when we get to the break, but you're absolutely right, Texter. We got to talk about that
Yeah,
because it's a
man.
race to space, and the Bahamas is in the lead, buddy.
Hey, listen, ain't nothing wrong with being the first Bahamian in space.
You know what I'm
Nothing
saying?
wrong.
This is great. This is great. Okay, producer, when you're ready to take a break, let us know. We got NBA stats, we got NFL stats, and then we got Tom Brady stats.
Oh boy.
It's a good thing Tom Brady didn't quit his job, eh?
Thank God, eh?
Look here, it's a good thing he
By
got
a
2 jobs
margin.
lined up, eh?
By imagine.
That's a Bahamian.
So far, he is unbeaten since he's been divorced.
Hold on, you mean since the official divorce signing of the
Yeah,
divorce?
man, he's unbeaten. And those people that are Tom Brady fans say, yeah, the reason why he wasn't winning is because the wife was distracting him. But that's another story for another day. That's a conversation off the mic when
Yeah.
we could properly air out our opinions.
Yeah, but it shows how
Stressing a man
important
out.
how important your family and home life is for an athlete, right? Absolutely important. So, producer, you got the NFL music for my guy? Play it for me, because the 49ers actually they had a good game, 22-16. Not as good as the Dolphins, 39-17. Not as good as that.
Listen, I just glad that the Dolphins have to play us in short order. When they play us, then we'll see. We'll see.
Okay,
We'll see.
absolutely.
December 4th. We'll see.
Remember when Zoom was just a sound effect? When your living room wasn't your gym? When a cough didn't scare people away? That was the good old days. And thankfully, they are coming back. As things return to normal, remember it is essential to be fully immunized against all vaccine-preventable diseases like COVID-19, diphtheria, tetanus, measles, and influenza. This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Caribbean Development Bank, the Government of Canada, and the United States of America.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has the test. You'll always cover me. J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Good morning and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. You're on the clock with Eric Sawyer III. Mr. Sawyer, before I tell you what I know, come learn me some things. What you think the Dolphins going to do when they get back from this bye week? So Dolphins are off for week 11.
Thank God.
You think Tua needed that rest?
Well, I mean, he had 3 weeks off in the middle of the season already. You know, he already had himself a bye week.
Yeah, but I mean, but this is what I'm saying. He had those two heavy concussions. So.
Hold on one second. Good morning, Miss Gibson. You know, another soccer just hit me up and said that I sour. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Good morning, Miss Gibson.
Don't worry, we love Sack Pride. We love Sack Pride. We need to have something to buck up against.
I scoff at it. But yeah, go on.
No, I'm saying, but Tua is a particular case. He's had 2 bad concussions. And so, yeah, he had 3 weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this bye week is going to be the determinant, right? Either they're going to come back and have lost that fire, right? That's driven them so far to a Dolphins 7-3, and they're at the top of their division, right? So either
by
they're
a
gonna,
half game.
Okay, I'll take that anyway,
Yeah.
right? But I think either they're going to falter, they're going to fall off, or this is the time the two.
This is the year. No, the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs, you know.
Yeah.
But the only surprise team I see in the NFL this year has been the Giants.
Yeah.
Teams that are on top. I didn't think the Packers were going to go anywhere because they don't have Devontae Adams anymore. Didn't think the Raiders were going to do anything because they now have Devontae Adams because him and Derek Carr need to get on the same page.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, all right, yeah, it looked kind of iffy there in the beginning. They lost, I think, to the Titans, and then they lost, of course, to the Bills. You know, so people were saying, oh, boy, we ain't sure. But look at where they are now, top of their division.
7-2.
The Vikings look good.
Yeah.
We are the class of our division, but the Cowboys doing what they do, they can always look good. Yeah. And then they can come to the playoffs.
In fact, Vikings are 8-1 as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
The Eagles, kind of a surprise team with their 8-1 record, but you know, they do play a serious brand of football. They play hard in the first half, and they coast and they maintain in the second half.
Absolutely.
You know, who else is out there? The Titans look good. You know, they won last night. They beat the Packers last night, 27-17. Yeah, and the Bills are going to be there. Now the Jets are not, but the New York teams are the surprise teams because the Jets look good too.
Yeah.
The Jets look good as well. You know, the Steelers on the up and up. You know, what do you name? Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, he's on the up and up. He just needs to spend a little bit more time in the weight room.
Yeah.
You know, because he's already short, so he need to be strong.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, and every team that is on top or on the way to the top are doing exactly what we thought they were going to do when the season started, except for the New York teams, because they're the surprise.
The surprise teams.
Yeah, they're the surprise teams of the league this year.
Steelers are 3-6 entering week 11.
Mm-hmm.
You think they could turn it around to sneak into the playoffs?
No, they can't make the playoffs because you have the Jets that have a winning record.
Yeah.
And the Jets on one end have a winning record. The Chiefs have a good record. The Chargers, although we beat them last week, they still have a chance to, sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah. They're 5-4 going into week 11.
Right.
Yeah.
You have the Bills, the Dolphins. But it's just no space.
Yeah.
It's just no space.
This is a tight season. Even with what some people are saying is over-regulation of the game, right? Some people are saying, listen, this game is, the refs are too hard and the calls are too soft.
Yeah, but they don't want you to celebrate too long. They don't want you to hit this one too hard, too high, too fast.
Do they think
helmet this, that?
Do they think that trying to regulate like all of those small things will bring down the intensity of the game and tend to reduce injury?
I get it. They're trying to reduce injury, but if you're trying to reduce injury, increase pods, increase the protection,
the bodily protection,
literally surrounding these players.
Yeah,
increase the protection because Greenlaw, he plays for us. He plays for the Niners. He was ejected last week for a hit that really wasn't his fault. He was coming shoulder, but when his teammate knocked the fella.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, man. His helmet ended up hitting the guy, and he was ejected in the second quarter for nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
It really wasn't his fault.
Yeah, they need to have some leeway
and the
in
New
those
York
spaces.
office said that it's not his fault.
Yeah.
But the refs on the field made the call, and they can't go against the call. They can't, they can't change it. So it was an ejection for absolutely nothing.
Right, and I wonder if there's like a negotiation, right? Like when Tua got the second concussion, I mean, all the players' union, the teams, the admin, the league, they sat down and say, look here, the league, because I'm telling you, I know the league wanted to sit Tua out for the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't want to take any risks. I'm sure the serious negotiation went on in there.
Well, I'm
And
sure he was tested up the yin yang to get back on the field.
Yeah, I'm sure the negotiation was, look, we can let you play, but across the board, we're going to get tight on our rulings. We're going to be more focused on reducing anything we think leads to this. Do you think it was worth the trade-off, right? Do you think it was worth the trade-off? Because looking from the outside, how could you be upset at them wanting to make players safer, right? But has there been a significant reduction in the intensity of the game, and has that shifted how football is played? I think that's an important thing.
It has. It has. There has been a shift. There has been fellas are more mindful now when they play. Like it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
the same,
Right. Like I said, I saw that play. I almost turned off the TV. Because I
Yeah,
was like,
man,
hold
like
on, you can't eject the boy for that.
Where they were 2 or 3 steps away from flag football.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's important it's important for players to say right away when they think they're hurt.
Yeah,
Right?
just say it. Don't lie.
Right.
Just say it, because and these agents are good with contracts. They can make sure that you're paid even if
Yeah.
you're injured.
Because like with Tua,
'Cause this is your family.
if he had taken the break at that first hit and taken a game off,
During the Bills game.
Right.
And taking the game off 4 days later at the Bengals.
Yeah.
He would have technically had a bye week.
yeah, and we wouldn't have seen this drastic shift in how football is being refereed.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just it's a fascinating game. And then to think it's the Dolphins, the Sardines, right, who are
Sardines.
doing this well in the game. Mr. Sawyer, we are almost out of time. So let's just run through Week 10 scores for the people who didn't follow up. For my picks, I think the teams should be focused on the clock. Dolphins versus Browns, 39-17.
That was shocking. I thought the Browns was gonna have a better showing.
Did they just not show up, or did the Dolphins excel and outplay them?
Well, I mean, me being the consummate hater, but the Browns didn't show up.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Buccaneers versus Seahawks, 21-16.
Expected.
We seeing the old Tom Brady back.
Expected,
Seahawks ain't
yeah.
no slouch.
No, Seahawks ain't no slouch, but that's Brady.
Yep. Cowboys versus Packers. Packers beat the Cowboys.
I didn't see that
31
one
to
coming.
28.
I am definitely a big cowgirl hater. Cowgirl, because y'all is girls.
Chiefs versus, but look here, girls mash up the football field. Chiefs versus Jaguars, 27-17.
That was expected. Well, actually, it wasn't expected. I didn't think the Giants was going to score 17 points. I guess they scored them in the fourth quarter, but go on.
Colts versus Raiders, 25-20. They picking back up.
Jeff Saturday's first game as an NFL coach.
There you go. So
The
things are
Colts
looking up.
fired their head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they hired a guy who was an analyst
Okay.
of the sport.
Yeah.
Former player, former center for the Colts under the days of Peyton Manning.
Okay.
Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
And he won his first game.
There you go.
And seeing that he used to play under former coach Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy had a rule
Yeah.
that stated if you win on Sunday, that means you have winning Monday. And winning Monday means no meetings, no phone calls, no nothing. You go home
And you relax.
and you relax,
Okay.
you rest with your family.
Yeah. So
And
you
that
playing
was-
for that?
That was the key to the Colts' success over the years.
Okay.
Tony Dungy used to give these fellas the Monday off.
I got you. I got you.
Don't
All right.
call me. Don't text me. I ain't calling. I ain't text. Whatever you want to do on a Monday, it's well done. By the way, Tyreek Hill is actually here in Nassau, by the way, for his bye week.
Yeah.
Got a wide receiver for the Sardines.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He said it. He said it to the reporters last week. He said he's going to the Bahamas for a week.
Yeah, we can catch him on
Yeah.
the beach running sand, training, because that's what
Training.
proper athletes do. Every moment they train.
I really hope he has a little injury, and it keeps him out of the game December 4th.
No.
Not a big injury.
Dear Tyreek.
He can come back like December 11th, but I need him out December 4th. That'll be great.
Dear Tyreek, the sentiments shared by my co-hosts are not shared by the Ministry of Tourism or the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture.
It's shared by every 49er.
There you go.
Every 49er fan.
That is legit. We okay with that. Anyway, two last texts before the producer brings in the music. Text says, "Are we in a recession or what?" I thought that was a song. Is this a party or what? Because definitely that's what a recession is.
Yeah, I mean, iceberg lettuce is $6 a head. But anyway, go on.
Great show as usual. Football has become too soft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No joke there.
absolutely. Crank that music up. I only got one last question for my friend. The West is looking like it ain't the best. Will the Golden State Warriors return to their former glory?
Yeah.
They push through this where they are like number 12.
Yeah,
Can
man,
push
they can be okay. They get beat
12?
from the Suns last night, but that's fine. I mean, night before last. That's fine.
All right.
That's right. That's early in the season.
I got you.
It is 82 games.
Okay.
It's not like the NFL season is 17.
We gotta go. We got and we even raw. We only had fun today.
By the way, there are two types of people in the world: those that went to SAC, and those that glad they never did.
Look here, we love SAC. I mean,
Good.
we QC. We have to love you because God say we have to love you. You guys have a great day.
Have a
SAC,
great weekend.
y'all enjoy that steakout. Y'all go support the
Niners
team.
on Monday if you need a good game to watch.
Blessings.
I nearly married the darling. Rick and Scratch.